Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins Collectins, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we've got something that will truly make your jaw drop, an incredibly rare find from the United States, the 1967 1-cent coin with a unique mint mark. You might think that a humble penny doesn't have much to offer, but what if I told you that this small coin could actually be worth a small fortune? That's right. This little 1-cent coin might just be hiding a secret that could make it worth thousands of dollars. Stick around, because in this video, we'll uncover everything you need to know about this extraordinary coin, from its history and design to its rarity and what makes it so valuable. And, of course, at the end, we'll reveal just how much it's worth today. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Before we get into the details of the coin's value, let's take a step back and look at the historical context. The 1967 1-cent coin comes from a time of significant change in America. The country was experiencing the excitement of the space race, civil rights movements were making waves, and the Vietnam War was dominating the headlines. The 1960s were a turbulent time, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins to keep up with the growing economy. The 1967 penny was minted as part of the regular production of coins in circulation. It was composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which was the standard composition of the time. But, as is often the case in the world of numismatics, some coins stand out for reasons beyond their intended design minting process. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. On the obverse, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, which has been featured on the penny since 1909. Lincoln's face is carefully engraved, with his eyes staring into the distance, portraying a sense of wisdom and leadership. On the reverse side of the 1967 penny, you'll see the familiar wheat stalks, two stalks of wheat framing the words E pluribus unum, and the denomination 1 cent. The wheat design, introduced in 1909, was used until 1958, after which it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. So, this coin carries a design that was on circulation well into the 1960s before it was officially changed. Here's where it gets interesting. While the design and composition of the 1967 1-cent coin are similar to many others, what sets this particular coin apart is its mint mark. The mint mark tells you where the coin was produced, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint. However, some 1967 pennies are known to have an unusual feature, an incomplete or doubled mint mark. This is a type of minting error, and it's one of the rarest and most sought-after features in coin collecting. It occurs when the minting die was struck more than once, leading to a double or even partial mint mark. These coins are not only unique but also incredibly valuable. The error that makes the 1967 1-cent coin stand out is the existence of a specific variety where the mint mark appears doubled, particularly for coins from the Philadelphia Mint. These errors are caused by the die being improperly aligned during production, leading to a misstrike that leaves an extra image on the coin surface. Error coins, like the doubled mint mark on the 1967 penny, are incredibly valuable because of their rarity. There are fewer of these coins in circulation, and many collectors are on the lookout for these unique pieces. As the years go by, these coins become even more sought after, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for an example in good condition. In addition to mint errors, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A well-preserved 1967 penny with minimal wear and tear is far more valuable than one that's been worn down through years of circulation. Coins that are still in near-mint condition or have been carefully stored in protective cases can fetch much higher prices in the market. The rarity of the coin is further heightened by the fact that many of these 1967 pennies were used extensively in daily transactions, meaning most of them were subject to wear and damage. As a result, finding one in excellent condition, especially one with a minting error, is a rare and exciting discovery. Alright, now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. If you happen to have a 1967 1-cent coin with a doubled mint mark in excellent condition, it could be worth a staggering $35,000. Yes, you heard that right, $35,000 for a coin that's often overlooked in your pocket change. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unassuming items can hold extraordinary value, and a little bit of luck could turn a simple penny into a life-changing treasure. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's always worth taking a closer look at your coins. Who knows what hidden gems you might find? So, there you have it, the incredible value of the 1967 1-cent coin with a doubled mint mark. It's proof that in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the smallest details can lead to the biggest rewards. If you happen to have one of these rare coins, or if you've ever found a coin with a minting error, be sure to check its condition and maybe even have it appraised. Today, we have a truly fascinating find, the 1978 1-cent coin with a unique mint mark. You might be thinking, a penny from 1978? How could that be worth anything significant? Well, you're in for a surprise. This seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth a fortune, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. We'll dive into its history, its rare features, and what makes this coin so valuable in the world of numismatics. Stick around, because you won't want to miss the incredible value reveal at the end. Let's start by taking a look at the historical context of the 1978 1-cent coin. The 1970s were an interesting time in American history. The country was dealing with the aftermath of the Vietnam War, navigating economic challenges like inflation, and adjusting to the cultural shifts of the post-60s era. The U.S. Mint, however, continued its work of producing currency for daily use, and in 1978, the 1-cent coin was no exception. At this time, the penny was still made primarily of copper, a material that gave it its distinct weight and shine. The 1978 penny was struck with the familiar design featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the traditional Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin was part of the regular mintage, with billions produced that year for use in everyday transactions, but, as with many coins, not all 1978 pennies are created equal. Some, due to minting errors or unique features, have become highly coveted by collectors, and the 1978 1-cent coin is one such example. If you've ever wondered what could make a coin from 1978 so valuable, the answer lies in its mint mark and other rare qualities. Let's take a moment to appreciate the design of the 1978 1-cent coin. On the obverse, you'll see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. This design, which has been on the penny since 1909, is one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Lincoln's face is depicted with great detail, highlighting his strong, dignified features, perfectly symbolizing the 16th president's legacy. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The structure is rendered with intricate detail, showcasing the columns and steps of this historic monument. The words E pluribus unum and 1 cent are inscribed around the memorial, completing the design. While the design remains consistent, there is something special about the 1978 penny that makes it stand out in the world of coin collecting. The key feature that can make the 1978 1-cent coin extremely valuable is its mint mark. For those who aren't familiar, the mint mark on a coin tells you where it was produced. The D stands for Denver, the S for San Francisco, and a coin with no mint mark was produced in Philadelphia. While most 1978 pennies carry the standard mint mark for their respective locations, some 1978 pennies from the Philadelphia Mint have a unique trait that sets them apart: a rare variety of doubling or errors in the mint mark. This type of minting error, where the mint mark is struck more than once or appears to be doubled, can be very valuable to collectors who are looking for rare and unusual pieces to add to their collections. These mint errors are caused by mistakes during the coin striking process. Sometimes a die can be misaligned, leading to doubled images or other inconsistencies on the coin. A doubled mint mark is a clear sign of an error and is considered highly collectible. The error that makes the 1978 penny so interesting is the rare variety of doubled mint marks found on some coins. This is not something you'll see in most 1978 pennies, but if you happen to find one, you've stumbled upon a gem. The error occurs when the die that strikes the mint mark is improperly aligned, leading to a second, faint imprint of the mint mark appearing next to the first. collectors go wild for these types of errors because they're one of a kind. Minting errors are not only visually distinctive, but they also add a sense of rarity to the coin. A single coin with an error like this can command a higher price, especially if it's in excellent condition. As time goes on, these error coins become more valuable, as fewer of them remain in circulation, and more collectors are on the lookout for them. If you're lucky enough to have a 1978 penny with a doubled mint mark or other unique features, you might be sitting on something truly special. Another factor that plays a huge role in determining the value of your 1978 penny is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. A penny that's been kept in pristine condition, free from scratches, discoloration, and other damage, will always be worth more. If your 1978 penny looks as though it was just struck by the mint, sharp, clear details, and minimal signs of wear, it could increase in value significantly. So, if you find a 1978 penny that looks almost brand new, you've probably found a keeper. So, are you ready to find out just how much a 1978 1-cent coin with a rare mint mark and in excellent condition could be worth? Here it is. The value of these extraordinary coins can reach up to $39,000. That's right, $39,000 for a single penny. It's amazing to think that something as small as a penny, one that you might casually dismiss, could hold such tremendous value. If you've got one of these rare error coins in your collection, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined, and there you have it. The incredible value of the 1978 1-cent coin with a rare mint mark is proof that sometimes the smallest and most overlooked coins can turn out to be the most valuable. If you've got any old pennies lying around, it's definitely worth checking them carefully to see if you've got a hidden treasure on your hands. Today, we've got something that might just surprise you, a coin you may have overlooked, but that could be worth a fortune, the 1979 1-cent coin with a specific mint mark. That's right, today we're talking about an unassuming penny from the late 1970s that could be sitting in your collection, or perhaps in your change jar, worth far more than its face value. Stick around, because in just a few minutes, you'll learn why this 1-cent coin is one of the hidden gems in the numismatic world and how it could fetch a remarkable price. So grab your magnifying glass, because we're about to reveal some incredible details about this coin and uncover just how much it might be worth in today's market. Let's get started. First, let's take a step back in time. The 1979 1-cent coin was part of the regular U.S. mint production that year, but what makes this particular penny interesting is the historical context. In 1979, the United States was in the midst of some major economic and political shifts. The country was dealing with inflation, the energy crisis, and the beginning of the Reagan era. It was a time of change, and this small coin was right there in the pockets of everyday Americans, doing its part in the economy. This penny was minted with the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that had been in place since 1959. In fact, this coin marks a period when the penny was made of 95% copper, giving it a distinct weight and shine. This design would remain in circulation until the early 1980s, when changes to the coin's composition would eventually lead to the lighter, zinc-based penny we know today. The 1979 penny was one of the most common coins in circulation, and millions of these pennies were produced. But like all coins, not all of them were struck perfectly, and some have rare qualities that make them stand out to collectors. It's these rare varieties that can turn an ordinary penny into something extraordinary. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, you'll find the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been gracing the penny since 1909, and it's one of the most iconic images in American coinage. Lincoln is shown in profile, with his thoughtful expression symbolizing his leadership during one of the most tumultuous times in U.S. history, the Civil War. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial is depicted in great detail. The memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, is shown with its classical architecture, reflecting Lincoln's legacy as a leader who brought the country together. This design was used from 1959 to 2008, and it's one of the most enduring and recognizable symbols in U.S. coinage. While the design remained consistent, it's the small, often unnoticed details on the 1979 penny that can make all the difference in its value. And that's where we begin to uncover the real treasure. The key feature that makes the 1979 1-cent coin so interesting is its mint mark. As you may know, the mint mark on a coin tells us where it was produced: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for Philadelphia. Most 1979 pennies have the standard mint mark of either D or no mint mark at all, but there's a specific variety of the 1979 penny that has become a rare and valuable collector's item. What makes this coin special is a type of error involving the mint mark. In some 1979 pennies, especially those minted at the Philadelphia Mint, there are known issues with the mint mark itself. Some of these coins have doubled or even poorly struck mint marks, making them much more unique and desirable. This could happen due to problems with the dies used to strike the coins, leading to misaligned or double imprints. If you're lucky enough to find a 1979 penny with a doubled or misaligned mint mark, then you've got yourself a rare piece of numismatic history. These coins are much harder to come by, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for them to add to their collections. Coins with minting errors are always in high demand. Error coins are particularly valuable because they are unique, and the process that led to their creation makes them highly desirable to serious collectors. In the case of the 1979 penny, the doubling of the mint mark or the misaligned strike makes this coin stand out from the millions of regular 1979 pennies in circulation. If you find a 1979 penny with this minting error, you'll be holding onto a piece of American coinage history that's both rare and highly sought after. The more pronounced the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. This rarity is exactly why these pennies have become a goldmine for collectors, with prices steadily increasing as fewer examples remain in circulation. Another important factor in determining the value of your 1979 penny is its condition. While errors and mint marks are crucial, the condition of the coin is just as important. A coin that's been carefully preserved and shows minimal signs of wear is going to fetch a much higher price than a heavily circulated penny. The higher the grade of the coin, the more it will be worth. Coins that are in uncirculated or near mint condition are far more desirable, so if you happen to have a 1979 penny in excellent shape, you've got an even bigger potential windfall. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. If you have a 1979 1-cent coin with a rare mint mark, especially one with a doubled mint mark or other minting errors, in excellent condition, it could be worth a staggering $43,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $43,000 for a single penny. That's right, a simple 1-cent coin, produced in the late 1970s, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars, depending on its rarity and condition. It just goes to show that in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the smallest and most overlooked coins can hold the greatest value. There you have it. The 1979 1-cent coin with a rare mint mark is proof that you should never underestimate the potential value of your coins. If you've got a collection of pennies or just a jar of loose change sitting around, it's worth taking the time to check for these rare mint errors. Who knows? You might be holding onto a small fortune without even realizing it. Today, we have something truly extraordinary in store for you. You might not think much of a simple 1-cent coin, but there's one from 1976 that could be hiding in your collection, worth far more than its face value. That's right, we're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1976, and this particular penny could be worth a small fortune if you know where to look and what to find. Stick with us as we uncover the mystery behind this rare coin and explore its incredible potential value. Let's get started. Before we dive into the value and rarity of this coin, let's take a moment to look at the historical context. 1976 was a monumental year for the United States. It marked the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, and the entire nation celebrated the bicentennial with special events, commemorations, and even the release of special edition coins. However, the 1976 1-cent coin, while not part of the bicentennial series, is still an important piece of U.S. numismatic history. In 1976, the U.S. Mint was operating under the direction of the U.S. Treasury Department, and the country was in the midst of navigating the economic complexities of the 1970s. Inflation was a significant issue, and the Mint continued to produce coins for the public, including the 1-cent coin, also known as the penny. The 1976 penny was struck in copper, just like many of its predecessors. It features the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Although this coin wasn't released as a part of the special bicentennial coin series, it still carries with it some historical significance, as it was part of the year-long national celebration. This makes it a special piece for collectors, even though many were produced and circulated at the time. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1976 1-cent coin. The obverse side of the penny features the well-known portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been a part of U.S. currency since 1909, making it one of the most enduring images in American coinage. Lincoln is depicted in profile, his face solemn and dignified, reflecting his leadership and legacy during the Civil War. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The memorial, with its grand columns and intricate detail, symbolizes Lincoln's legacy and the unity he worked to bring to the nation during its most divided time. The reverse also includes the motto, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one, reinforcing the unity of the United States. While the design remained consistent, it's the condition and unique features of the 1976 penny that can make it valuable. Now, let's talk about what makes certain 1976 pennies stand out from the rest. The key to understanding the value of a 1976 1-cent coin lies in the mint mark. Mint marks are small letters found on coins that indicate where they were minted. The 1976 penny can have a variety of mint marks, including the D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and some coins without a mint mark, which indicates they were produced in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these pennies have special characteristics that make them more valuable. One of the main factors that increase the value of the 1976 penny is its condition, but there are also some coins that carry rare errors or subtle variations that make them particularly sought after by collectors. One of the most exciting features for coin collectors is the discovery of double die coins. A double die occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned or damaged, leading to doubling of the design elements. This can happen on the date, the mint mark, or other parts of the coin's design. A double die penny from 1976 could be worth much more than a standard coin, especially if the doubling is very clear and noticeable. Another thing to keep in mind is the S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint. Some of these pennies, especially those produced in San Francisco, have been found in higher quality condition, making them especially valuable to collectors. Coins that are in excellent condition and have very few signs of wear or damage are the ones that can fetch the highest prices. Minting errors are always highly sought after by collectors. These coins are unique because they were created with flaws in the production process, making them rare and special. A 1976 penny with a doubling error or other minting flaws can be worth far more than the usual penny. Because these mistakes are so rare, finding one can make any collector's heart race. If you have a 1976 penny with a noticeable error, especially a double die or misaligned strike, you've just stumbled upon something incredible. These coins are not just collectibles, they're valuable pieces of history that can become the centerpiece of any collection. As time passes, fewer and fewer of these error coins remain, so their value continues to rise, and collectors are always eager to add them to their portfolios. Condition is one of the most important factors in determining the value of a coin. Coins that have been well preserved, with minimal wear and tear, are always going to be more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value in the market. For the 1976 1-cent coin, a penny in uncirculated or near-mint condition can command a much higher price than one that's been scratched, dented, or tarnished from years of circulation. If you've got a 1976 penny that looks as though it was just minted, with sharp details and no visible signs of wear, you're looking at a potentially significant increase in value. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the big reveal. If you happen to have a 1976 1-cent coin with a rare minting error, such as a double die or other unique features, and it's in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a coin worth a staggering $48,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $48,000 for a single penny. This incredible value shows just how much potential a seemingly ordinary coin can have, depending on its rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. So, if you've got a 1976 penny lying around in your collection, it might be time to give it a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined, and that's a wrap on our deep dive into the rare and valuable 1976 1-cent coin. It's amazing to think that something as small as a penny can hold such great value, but in the world of coin collecting, it's all about finding those hidden gems. If you have any 1976 pennies, now is the time to check them out carefully, especially for those rare minting errors and pristine examples. Today, we have an exciting and valuable coin to discuss that you might have sitting in your collection or even buried in a jar of loose change. It's the United States 1-cent coin from 1972, and this seemingly humble penny could be worth a lot more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, you'll want to hear about this coin's potential. In just a few minutes, we'll dive deep into its history, design, and what makes certain 1972 pennies worth a small fortune. Stay tuned, because you won't believe the price these pennies can fetch today. Let's take a closer look at the history and hidden value of this fascinating coin. The 1972 1-cent coin, or penny, was minted during a time of significant economic changes in the United States. It was a year marked by political and social shifts, and it was a time when the nation was moving through the final stages of the Vietnam War and entering into the turbulent 1970s, a decade known for its economic challenges, including high inflation. The coin was produced by the U.S. Mint under the leadership of President Richard Nixon. The country had been grappling with rising inflation and the end of the gold standard. Despite these tough times, the 1972 penny carried on with its tried-and-true design, a symbol of everyday American life. At this time, the U.S. government was still minting coins out of copper, so these pennies are 95% copper, giving them a distinct weight and shine that you can still feel today when you hold one. Although this coin was made in large quantities, it's the specific varieties of the 1972 penny that make it so interesting and valuable. So, let's take a closer look at what makes this penny stand out. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1972 1-cent coin. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, which has been featured on the penny since 1909. This portrait, created by Victor David Brenner, is one of the most iconic and enduring images in U.S. coinage history. The profile of Lincoln stands as a testament to his leadership during one of America's most challenging times, the Civil War. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. The memorial, with its grand columns and intricate detail, has been an enduring symbol of Lincoln's legacy since it was first introduced in 1959. This design represents the unity that Lincoln fought for, and it's one of the most recognizable reverse designs in American coinage history. While the design itself remained largely unchanged in 1972, it's the specific minting errors and variations that give this coin its value. You see, some of the 1972 pennies were minted with unique characteristics that have made them highly collectible today. The mint mark is one of the key factors in determining the value of the 1972 penny. As you might already know, mint marks tell us where the coin was produced. Pennies with the D mint mark were struck in Denver, while those with no mint mark were struck in Philadelphia. Additionally, there were some pennies struck at the San Francisco Mint that had a distinct appearance, but here's where things get really interesting. Some of the 1972 pennies have been found with a rare and valuable minting error, the double die. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to be stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. In the case of the 1972 penny, this error was most commonly seen in the word Liberty and the date, 1972, which are both on the obverse of the coin. If you find a 1972 penny with this doubling effect, you could be holding a rare mint error that makes the coin worth far more than a regular penny. The error is particularly valuable when it's clearly visible, and the doubling is pronounced. Collectors actively search for these kinds of errors, and finding one is like striking gold in the coin world. Minting errors are highly sought after by collectors, and the 1972 double-die penny is one of the most famous and valuable errors out there. Coins with these types of flaws are rare, and as time goes on, they become even more difficult to find. Many of these error coins were pulled from circulation early on, but some slipped through the cracks and have made their way into the hands of collectors. The key to determining how much a 1972 penny with a double die error is worth depends on the clarity of the error and the overall condition of the coin. The more pronounced the doubling, the higher the value. Additionally, coins in uncirculated or near mint condition will fetch the highest prices on the market. A penny that's been carefully preserved can easily be worth thousands of dollars. As with all coins, the condition of the 1972 penny is a crucial factor in determining its value. Coins that are in excellent or uncirculated condition are always more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated and show signs of wear. The more pristine the coin, the more it will be worth. A well-preserved 1972 penny with a double die error could be worth far more than you might expect. These coins are highly collectible, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for examples that have survived the years in great shape. If you have a 1972 penny that looks like it was just minted, it could be worth a small fortune. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. If you have a 1972 1-cent coin with a double die error and it's in excellent or uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth a jaw-dropping $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 for a single penny. This incredible value is a testament to the rarity of these error coins and how much collectors are willing to pay for them. It just goes to show that sometimes the smallest coins can carry the biggest value. If you've got a 1972 penny with any signs of doubling in the design, or if it looks like it's in exceptional condition, it might just be time to get it appraised. You could be sitting on a valuable piece of American numismatic history. And that's it for today's deep dive into the 1972 1-cent coin. It's amazing to think that something as simple as a penny can hold such value, but the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures. If you have any 1972 pennies, take the time to check them closely for minting errors and examine their condition. You could be holding onto something worth far more than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!